Hello, everyone, and welcome to Take a Sip, our new monthly YouTube series where we talk about all things community investments programs. My name is Doug Wise. I'm one of the programs coordinators in the CIP office, and I'm joined here today by Heather Kinnunen from Ashland, Wisconsin, Lodge number 137, to talk about their impact grant project. Hi, Heather. Thanks for joining
Hi.
us. Ashland Elks Lodge received an impact grant for the first time for the 2020 impact grant year. And because we are opening up 2022 Impact Intense on July 1st, thought it'd be a great time to highlight one of our amazing projects that was able to have some success during an unusual first impact grant year. To get started, Heather, how'd you get involved with the grants at your lodge?
Well, I've always been thoroughly involved with giving in the Ashland community, and I was born and raised here. And whether it was through 4-H or church or even sporting events, I was always raised to give to others and help out as much as possible. And fortunately, I landed a job for one of the former Exalted rulers, and he brought lodge grants to my attention. And he knew after reviewing my resume that I was a communications degree. And so it seemed like a natural fit. And so I've been writing grants ever since, and it's been a dream come true.
Yeah, it's a dream come true for us too, because the lodge has just been doing so much good, especially since you've joined. So
Thank you.
can you tell us a little bit about your impact grant project growing within our community?
Yeah. So especially with the pandemic and more people being unemployed, it was very obvious to us that our local food shelf was in dire need of donations, whether it was monetary or produce. And we decided to have an active involvement in that need. And so we built an 800 square foot greenhouse, and we got a whole bunch of elk members and several 4-H clubs to get together and plant, I believe in the first year, about 2,000 seeds, and we donated about 1,000 of those plants to people in need and provided education services so they can understand how to grow their own gardens and be sustainable on their own. And then from that, we took the plants that were left over and put them into 2 very large gardens. And I believe we also donated over 1,000 pounds of produce from those gardens. And so even though the pandemic happened, we were still able to carry it out thoroughly and have a very successful year while being COVID safe.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great example of something that I look for in an impact grant, where you are making such a huge impact in the community. And it's a little complex in that it's helping in a lot of different ways. You're, providing activities for kids in the 4-H club. You're teaching about sustainability and nutrition and growing food for yourselves. And then you're also addressing hunger, which is just a huge issue and need for people across the country. And I'm sure the people in your community are really happy for you. And I know the 4-H club saw its membership increase because of the project. And my understanding is that the Brick Ministries food pantry, because of the awareness from this project, started to get even more donations from outside people. So it's amazing. We really love to read about it in your reports.
Great, thank you.
So what do you have planned for the impact grant for this upcoming year as things are opening up? Are you able to get a little more involved?
Sure. When I originally applied for the impact grant, we weren't exactly sure where we were going to fall with the pandemic in this area. And so we had requested a large piece of equipment that would be where the major portion of funds would go to. So that way we could potentially bury water lines and double the sizes of our gardens to hopefully double the harvest. And so far we're right in the thick of it right now. We got fences pulled and we're just tilling last week, and the gardens are going in this week. And I'm hoping to get more than 2,000 pounds of produce donated. So, and because we already had the greenhouse up this year and ready to go, we are also able to start a lot more seedlings than originally planned. So it's all been very successful and progressive.
Yeah, that's awesome. just so proud of what the lodge was able to accomplish last year, and we're really excited to watch the project grow this coming year. So it's really great. As a final thought, do you have any advice for grants coordinators or anyone looking to get involved with the grants process at their lodge?
Absolutely. I am a firm believer in community, and I really truly believe that there are several skills and talents and resources within elk members and outerlying communities that are underutilized. You just, you never know what is available in your grasp until you start having those conversations. And for example, the former exalted ruler didn't realize that I was previously a grant writer. He knew that I was a communications degree. And so when he brought this up to me, I said, "Oh, I've already wrote grants before. I would love to do this." And by growing within our community, I started realizing just how many other people are into horticulture and hydroponics, et cetera. And the list goes on and on. So it's all about community. The more conversations you have, the more community you have, the better you can do for everybody involved.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We certainly agree at the Community Investments Program. So thank you again, and thanks everyone watching for joining us today. Thank you to Heather from Ashland, Wisconsin, Lodge 137. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe on our YouTube page. If your lodge is interested in applying for an impact grant, the first step is the impact intent, which is going to open on July 1st. We're going to be adding information and resources and an update to our impact grant webpage in the next week, so keep an eye out for that. And again, thank you so much for joining us for Take a Sip. I've been Doug. Have a wonderful day.